All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LANation 2014. If you are just joining us here on ESChamp TV, we are down at George Brown campus here in Toronto. Young and old of esports, Forgo Jester with the Mastered Elk, and we're jumping into our next match. Merry-go-round.
Yeah, it's not quite Thompson versus Amnesia, but you know, we're getting into merry-go-round for
this game, and there we go.
I think we can hear you now.
Yes, I believe we can hear me
All right,
too.
merry-go-round, Steadfast, and desRow.
There we go.
Awesome.
We did it, guys. We did it. It just took a bit, but yep. So we're gonna be loading in here, gonna be getting in and spawning on top of our Red Zerg player from Micro Gamers Academy, Toronto resident. It is Steadfast.
I can actually see the micro gamers logo there now.
Yeah.
Didn't see that before for whoever that other guy was.
You can turn it off.
Wait, so it was good job limited before. Now it's good job LAC. I wonder if like the clan tags actually mean something else.
They probably mean something else.
Maybe, yeah. All right. On the flip side, though, somebody that we've seen a lot here on ESChamp TV, you recently saw him in IEM Toronto as well from Quebec. It is the Protoss player, desRow, sponsored by Asus. That panda. So good. No reason to whisper. But merry-go-round, 3-player map.
Yeah.
So typically you won't really see any kind of cheese unless you're going to be throwing it down into the mid. Because you do got to find your opponent. Be very surprised to see it from either player, though. desRow not really known for cheesing, at least not in the games that we do.
Yeah, not so much cheese, but he does like to go with some early attacks. He does like to do some Oracle play.
Yes.
And though
I think I've seen him go Stargate more than I've seen him do anything else.
Yeah, it fits very well. But you know, desRow, he's been changing his play style a little bit recently, at least versus Jig. I've been seeing in the past weeks. He's really been able to, get some new ideas out there. It's never good as a very popular player. It's very easy for other players to just study your matches. But a player like Steadfast, he might not be on streams as much as desRow, and he doesn't have those recorded matches that you can go and study ahead of time.
Now, being rich and famous is all well and good, but it does make you a little bit of a target in terms of research. It's hard to avoid, replay packs coming out from every tournament, left, right, and center. But both of these guys just thinking the same thing. Just like, we're going to go for our second bases, get that economy up. I think Steadfast are actually going to go for third. He has the bank for it.
Yep. Gonna go right over towards the eastern third base.
Yeah, but did desRow see that drone go out? Because I think he did.
The probe saw the drone go out. Now, did he see the drone go out is the question.
Yes. I do believe, we'll see if he actually does send out that probe to find the third, because it's a very greedy build. I mean, Steadfast is going to be really behind in terms of any kind of army production. So desRow will have an opportunity, if he does go a bit more gateway heavy, to land a little bit of pressure.
Right now, we did see a gas before the pool, so
But there's nobody in it.
Yeah.
There
There we go. And also 3 hatch before pool into gas into pool.
It's greedy, man.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm not too surprised from Steadfast, because he does like doing risky things like this, at least from what I've seen from him in the past. And with this eastern third base, it does allow easier access into his opponent's third, which would usually be a lot longer for him should he take the more western, more safe third base.
Now for a Zerg, yeah, taking that spot there, maybe not in the cards, but for Protoss I could definitely say it because of warp gate technology, and again, if we do see the Air Lord come out, who cares about the round at that point? But not really seeing it quite yet. Either way, it just looks like, again, more macro heavy from both players.
Yeah, just gonna be doing some standard macro play.
Did we lose an Overlord somewhere?
Seems that probably double extractor trick.
Yeah, that would make sense. The 2 drones, but double extractor trick. 5 minutes into a match. Is that worth?
It can be.
Really? Getting those 2 extra drones?
I think he was trying to get extra queens out of it, actually.
Well, that might actually be worth. But either way, Steadfast again, just going for the greedier build here. Is that Overlord going to go down?
Probably not. Actually, if the Stalker gets
a lot of
microed
ground
over here, yeah.
No, it's toast. It is gone.
Rip.
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 Now he's getting supply blocked. Good job. Either way, though, the 3 bases are up. One Zealot there to do a little bit of pressure, but not too sure he's going to live. Kind of put himself into a corner there. Stalker's going to come around, though.
And right now, that Zealot, very close to dying,
2
but
hit points. The dream.
it is alive for once.
Mothership Core can attack, but decides not to.
Just playing it safe, not wanting to waste energy too early, because you never know when 20 Zerglings are just going to start flooding your base, and you're really going to need that photon overcharge.
Yeah, you saw actually desRow starting up a little bit of a wall there at his ramp.
He's got a sentry as well, so just force field.
Yeah, he knows what to do at this point. You got that Forge coming out as well, so you're going to see some upgrades coming fairly soon. Roach Warren down on the floor there for Steadfast, so Ling and Roach at least for now.
Seems to be that way, and for desRow, we've got a Twilight Council on the way.
I'm thinking Blink.
Could be, but it also might just be to help increase his upgrades. But Blink definitely could be a very good option, especially versus a lot of Roaches. But it seems like he's going to be going for the Sentry composition, and I wouldn't be surprised, again, if it's just so that he can get out his weapons upgrades a lot quicker.
Now, what I'm thinking, though, is because of the timing there of Blink as well as Weapon, I think it just might be a one timing. Like, get the one weapon, get the Blink, push in with everything. But, you know, will Steadfast have been able to build up between now and then? Because that's 170 seconds to wait.
Yeah, it's going to be more than enough time here for
We
Steadfast.
got a lot of larva. Now, if we do lose these Zerglings early, though, I mean, that's not going to be helping things at all. Steadfast again with the tricks up his sleeve. But, yeah, he's going to be moving out. He's going to look to contain at this point. You got the 3rd base there from desRow, so contingency plan in case the push doesn't work. Now, of course, he might not be going for the 1-1 at all.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say the 1-1, but it's really just the 1 Blink. But
Right now, it seems he's just going to be trying to stock up. Maybe just get the 1+1 weapons and Blink as a precaution.
is that an actual wall between that Zealot?
Not really. A Zergling can fit through there, but it's most likely not going to happen because it looks like a wall, but not quite.
These Zerglings don't really know which way they want to go. They've actually lost quite a few of their number now.
Zerglings normally don't know where they want to go unless there's food on the way.
That's why there's an Overlord. Or an Overmind.
Yeah.
I guess Rip Overmind. This is not looking good for Steadfast. He does not know what he wants to do, and he's just losing hit points left, right, and center. Actually did force out a few force fields,
Yeah.
but
There's a lot of force fields available still because there are just so many sentries, and the Roaches right now, they're just taking damage from this
Yeah,
Mothership Core
it's like-
because they keep trying to decide, do I want to go to natural, do I want to kill that army, or do I want to go back home? And I think he may want to just go back home for now.
more Roaches on the way with some Zergs, some upgrades, and the Spire as well, coming from Steadfast. So, you know, Lings into Roaches into Mutas, fairly standard stuff. But, you know, in terms of the army, like, Steadfast not really doing much in terms of aggression. Like, sure, he's putting up a face and he's keeping desRow there, but desRow is just doing all this free damage and he's loving it.
And right now, I think what Steadfast is just trying to do is he's trying to put desRow in a false sense of security, because once the Spire finishes up, if he just gets a ton of Mutalisks, desRow's not set up for it at all. He has no static defense in his any mineral line, actually.
I'm looking at the gas there from Steadfast. Doesn't really have like a huge amount of the bank. He can bust out 4 mutas, maybe 6 by the time it's done, if he doesn't spend any gas at all. So actually looks like that might be what he's looking to do.
And right now, it looks like desRow, he's just going to be positioning in the center of the map. We've got a couple Zerglings going to be coming in towards the 3rd. And, though, not going to be able to kill too many workers. And, whoa, that blood just kind of, like, shot out.
And looks like maybe 7. Yeah. 7 mutas are going to be coming out, but we're going right through the door. Those Roaches really forcing their way in. Stalker's a little bit out of position. They do got the blink, though. You can see the micro coming out. And
Oh.
wow, we are dedicating a lot to this one, desRow. That's a lot of force fields, but he's going to get a lot of Roaches out of it. And false sense of security or not, Doug, this is just a straight-up loss for Steadfast.
That was definitely not the trade he wanted. And, you know,
I wouldn't even call that a trade.
it is a trade. According to Steam, it could be a trade because he received nothing in return. But right now, Steadfast, I don't know. It's looking really tough. desRow, he's just going to be pushing forward with
This is tough.
2 Immortals, a ton of Stalkers. The Mulisks, though, they're supposed to be coming out soon
8
enough.
just popped.
Yeah.
8 mutas against that.
Against
they'll get
those
shredded.
many stalkers,
Yeah.
not happening.
Now the Zerglings here, of course, you know, are going to be doing a lot of soak. There are going to be more force fields, so desRow's not going to really get caught unawares here. There's a lot of Zerglings now in production, 30 about to pop here for him. We got some spines going down as well, but you can't really surround this, not with Blink either. And I mean, if we get a time warp right there on those mutas, that could be it.
And right now, it is looking to be pretty tough here for Steadfast. And desRow, he's just going to be pushing forward already in the natural. The third and fourth, sure, they're up, but they're not really being able to produce anything, really being able to help with anything.
Yeah,
and these
there's the
stock
time warp.
on the drones, preventing this
Manor time
soaking of the damage. But, you
Yeah,
know,
that's just too many stalkers to deal with. He has the upgrade advantage as well. The third attack coming on his way as well. And the muta gamble like didn't really work. It might have
didn't
worked
work.
if he didn't put up that pressure and he kept the army.
Yeah.
He didn't take all that free damage, but that's not how things went. These mutas largely going to go pretty useless into the night. 84 supply to the 132. desRow marching here on the main. And I think this is it. I'm calling it GG right here.
Have to agree with you there. You know, StarCraft, it's a game where miracles can happen, but I'm not sure if a miracle will come Steadfast's way, and GG it is. desRow, you know, he most likely was the favorite going into that match, but Steadfast, he put up a good showing. He just took so many gambles, and unfortunately, the cards weren't in his hand.
It doesn't really look like he knew how to attack. It's kind of like they got to the front door,
Yeah.
and then there's an army on one side and a front door on the other, and we decided to attack none of it and just lose Zerglings and roaches for free. Which is, you know, I mean, that's going to hurt your army. Like, if he kept the army and he just built up and he had the mutas, but still, like, popping 8 mutas doesn't feel like a game-changing number. Popping 30 mutas sounds a lot more frightening, but you didn't have the gas, so what to do? Well, I guess the answer is just let desRow win. So we're going to go into the next one after a quick break here. It's going to be BioIce up against desRow, apparently. So, yeah, we're going to follow them. We're going to take a quick break and come on back because LANation 2014 StarCraft 2, we're not going anywhere.